People are moving to the country. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at this article from news.com.au written by Jason Murphy, where he's saying that our cities and CBDs will become ghost towns as people move to the country. Now, I think that is the green change fantasy for a lot of people. I mean, we would love to do it, love to go probably a bit further inland. I like Toowoomba, to be honest. Can you call Toowoomba country, guys? Yeah, you can pretend, I guess. It's not like, I mean, we'll jump over here. I've got realestate.com up, and you can see Toowoomba's here and Brisbane's here. It's not that far from, where I live. It's a couple hours drive, and you're not that remote from anything else. We even have family that are much further inland, up past Kingaroy, further in, Wandai, out there. And even there, it's not that remote with regards to the service you have. But it's remote enough to feel remote, So, I mean, we could work, buy out there, live remotely. I could do all of the architectural work and the YouTubing that we do out there. The only business that would cop it would be our point cloud equipment rental business because, well, most of that is done in Brisbane. So that's one of the things. Plus, we actually kind of like it in Brisbane. Wouldn't be bad having a nice little getaway, little weekender up in the fields here in Toowoomba, overlooking some of the area there. But we'll have to see. So there's one place that people are leaving in droves, and the ripple effect could see a huge change in how Aussies invest and buy property. I bet you it's going to all materialize in apartments, everyone. I guarantee. That's what I suspect. So, considering buying a house in the city, read this first. Country property could be the big pivot in 2021. Do you want an apartment? In a year's time, you might regret not buying an acreage. The signs are already here. City house prices are up just 2% in the last year, while regional prices are rising an impressive 6.9%, according to Property Core Logic. That's 3 times faster. Now, the thing is, regional... We've seen what happened in certain parts of Queensland where property just spiked because of all of the mining construction work. Now, this doesn't seem to be like that. It's not the same. There was an artificial spike in property, and of course, all these real estate agents just piled in and bought like 20 houses, and a lot of them got burnt. Remember, we saw all the current affairs stories where they were blaming the banks for letting people borrow so much money. So I was in regional Australia recently, and there was a crowd outside the real estate agent looking at the ads in the window. Meanwhile, the closer you get to the inner city, the more you can smell the economic depression. City authorities are desperate to get people back into the city centres. Office workers who spent the year at home need to come back, they moan. Shoppers must return. But there's been a cultural shift. I've been working from home for about 2 years now, maybe coming on 3 years. We used to have an office. Our first office was in the house that we lived in at Kangaroo Point. Then we went to South Brisbane, just near West End there. We rented a part of a warehouse. Then we moved a bit further out. I'll show you here. We'll show you on the map. We moved a bit further out. So we have a look here. These are all houses. We'll filter this. We'll clear all. Let's just show acreage, so it'll give us a clear map. So we originally were here at Kangaroo Point. That's where we had our first place. Then we went to South Brisbane, up off Montague Road, one of the side streets here, down here, which is great. But great to get to the city. Oh, not really. I mean, I could catch the bus in, or I could drive in, but it's actually quite a little isolated pocket there, and the traffic in and out is a nightmare because of all of the construction work, and that's just gotten even worse. And then we moved out to here, out to Yeronga, right near the train line, which was great. I mean, I could catch the train into the city if I needed to for a meeting, and we weren't too far from where we live. We're out at Sunnybank, so we're not too far. But now we've moved back home. We've moved the office home. I'm literally at the back of the house here recording in my studio. The YouTube videos are something I do between, behind me there's a rendering right now for a project I've been working on. So, YouTube is, I do it in the morning or between when I want to break from drafting or working. So it's kind of good. But I've gotten used to it, and in some ways, one of the best benefits of working from home has actually been our diet. It's been our diet. We don't have that commute anymore. And we didn't have much of a commute. We had probably 30 minutes there and back. And architecture is a very labor-intensive job, so we'd often be working late into the night. And by late, I mean 6:30, maybe even later than that, up to 9 o'clock sometimes. If we worked really late, Rachel would go upstairs to the butcher, buy steaks, and would eat those. Sometimes we'd eat more meals at the office than we would at home. But now that we've set up at home, means we don't have that commute, we have that extra time, and our diet's gotten a lot better because of it. That's interesting. That's kind of the benefit that you wouldn't have expected, because we're just not as tired anymore after we finish work. Often, there was a Macca's on the way home. You know, just look at my older videos. Look at when I first started doing this, like the first few videos. Or even worse, go to my Heise Education website and look at the videos there I did a few years ago. Most of those are from the West End office. You can see how bad our diet was. So that's a bonus. And I would hazard a guess, I'm not the only person that has worked from home and discovered all of these other bonuses. And that's just one thing. You can also spend time with your kids. You can spend time with your children. Often you'll hear them banging on the wall here, on the door, trying to get in. I've got this AI software that removes all the background noise so you can't hear them when they're playing, but in the older videos you could. And there's other bonuses. So is there a cultural shift? And more people are thinking, okay, I can work from home. And then the bosses are going, we don't need this much square meterage. We might reduce it. You know, I think there'll be a cultural shift, and we'll have to see some flexibility. But the danger with that is if someone can work from home, someone can work overseas. But then you've got the time differences, you've got the work culture differences, and you've got the language differences and local knowledge. So it's not as high a risk as some people think. Anyway, back to this. Apartment developers are bemoaning the elevated vacancy rates in their towers. Vacancy rates are over 9% in both Melbourne and Sydney, according to SQM Property Research. But the wishes of people with skin in the game are just feathers in a hurricane of human behaviour change. The way we live is not the same anymore. The forces that glued us closer to the city centre are coming apart. And, well, I've had friends who moved out to near Harvey Bay, to Maryborough, there, and they could get a lot more house for their money. They could get a lot more land. They could live a comfortable life there. You know, and you're not that far from the city. I mean, let's just zoom really far out. We'll just go acreage. Let's see how many acreage there is. But if you go, say you moved out to Rocky, although it's booming as well, it's only like a 40-minute flight from Brisbane, guys. It's nothing. As a general rule, houses closer to the city centre have been more expensive, as the next chart shows, and the effect has been stronger in the biggest cities, especially Sydney. Well, yeah, it's getting like crazy, some of the prices. The invention of the car changed the shape of the world. Cities got a lot bigger. And for those of you that don't realise, Brisbane is one of the biggest cities per land area in the world. If you just compare the size of our city, Brisbane is huge. It's really big. Zoom is not as good as the car, but it could still have an effect. As remote working opportunities become more prevalent and demand for lifestyle opportunities and low-density housing options become more popular, regional areas of Australia saw housing market conditions surge, said property company CoreLogic in a recent blog post. Regional housing markets had generally underperformed relative to the capital city regions over the past decade, but 2020 saw regional housing values surge as demand outweighed supply, added CoreLogic Research Director Tim Lawless. Ghost towns are a thing. The economy changes and everyone moves out. Now, I can't see that happening in our cities. Not here. I mean, he's giving the example of Detroit. Well, I mean, could we follow Detroit? I wonder. I mean, you've got the Democrats have destroyed a lot of their cities in America. They literally have. And there's the issues that you have in the States with regards to the jingle keys. You know, you stuff your mortgage, you put your keys back in the envelope and just abandon the house, so you abandon the debt. We don't have that here in Australia, guys. I know it's not prevalent everywhere in America, but there's going to be more people that are going to just dig in and ride it out. So a great example is central Detroit. Once a vibrant inner urban area, it's now full of burned out, abandoned buildings. They finally knocked most of it down, and now large parts of it have been taken over by nature. This is central Detroit? The General Motors factory. Well, there you go. The following picture is taken from Google Street View in central Detroit. It is right near the General Motors factory that actually still operates, but it uses fewer staff, and because other car factories have closed, the inner city is obliterated. Greater Detroit, including the... I mean, I'd hate to be a civil servant in Detroit expecting your pensions to be paid. Greater Detroit, including the surrounding suburbs, is still in good economic health. There's lots of those wealthy American suburbs with winding streets, enormous homes, lawns, and country clubs. Anyone who works in the automotive industry can live in the suburbs and commute to the factory by car. I'm not suggesting this will happen to the same extent in any Australian city. But looking at the extremes of how economic change affects cities can help us understand it. There are two effects really. One is about the decline of certain industries. The other is about the rise of transport technology changing where it is practical to live. Western Australia knows plenty about how the decline in certain industries affects property markets. All Australia's worst performing property markets over the last decade are in regional WA as the mining industry shed jobs. Melbourne's enormous education industry depends heavily on China, and it remains to be seen if students will come flooding back when the pandemic is finally dealt with. It could well be the case that relations with China are strained and they cut off our exports of education. In that case, a large number of city apartments will be looking for tenants. And he's right there. That is a big red flag. And we saw some of the players in this academic field. We were reading articles, remember, in Tasmania and Hobart, academics who were working in the universities who had invested all of their money into student accommodations. So they just kind of put everything in the one basket. You've got to diversify, guys. You know, diversity is a strength when it comes to investment. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Are you considering moving to the regions? Well, actually, let's have a look. Let's have a look here. Let's say, you know what? I want to go out near Toowoomba. Let's see if there's anything at Heise Street. Heise Street. Because there actually is one. Nope. Where am I? Okay. Nope. There's one out around here somewhere. I gotta find it, guys. Yeah. Lots of Germans moved over here. I remember it's going along here. Okay. Oh, well, let's have a look at Toowoomba. I actually worked on the emergency department, oh, not the ED, the birthing center out at Toowoomba Base Hospital. So there you go, 560,000. Okay, let's have a look at that. Wonder if I... Ooh, damn. I like an old house that doesn't need a lot of work. We're literally... Rachel's getting the keys to the rental, so we're going to be moving out this, or slowly moving out there soon. I've got to get the power pole sorted and then rewired up, because I'm going to keep working here in the studio. It's actually semi-detached from the house while we do the work. So I'm just looking at this going, oh, look, a lovely old house that needs no work for 560 grand. How much land you got there? I don't mind that one. You know? What do you have here? Expression of interest. Mid 500s, 520, 580. Oh, so there's not 349. Let's see what 349 can get you in Toowoomba. Little bricky, it's under offer, of course. You know, nice timber floors. Beautiful. I don't mind it. Look at that. You'll live out there. You'll live out there. You need some fans, though. That's what it needs. Some big fans out there. Nice little backyard. 1, 2, 3 bedroom. Not bad. Not bad at all. Maybe I can convince the wife. But you can see the prices seem to be going up a bit out here. Out in Toowoomba, everyone. What about Rosewood? On the other side. 375. Wow. For sale by tender. What about Crow's Nest? Where do we go up there? Crow's Nest. Come on. Have I missed it? Crow's Nest, Queensland. How far off am I? How are we getting there? Right in the little country town. Price drop. 230,000. 310. 350. Okay, so you can get stuff for even under 100,000 there. Little fibro shack. Perfectly fine. You know, you could live in that. You wouldn't be paying much of a mortgage, would you? Price drop now 230. Is it in its own land? We'll have to see. Here you go, 1 under offer. And Crow's Nest, guys, isn't too far out from Toowoomba. You know, she's just up there. So, anyway, guys, enough of me fantasizing about moving to the country. It ain't gonna happen for a long time. I've got enough work here to do. I just like seeing all the houses that are finished that don't have as much renovation work. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you're planning to move out to the country. Would it be something you'd consider? And how far away from the city would you be comfortable going? And what internet speed do you need? As always, guys, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support us, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. Support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. You can buy a merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.